This is the 5th video. Now that all requests are going into the index file with the help of the htaccess file, I realized that me, the developer, is defining or specifying what is to be requested in my application, right? Take for example, I have products page in my application. I will want it to be reached through the URL like this. If let me just create a sample file in my root directory. I will call it something like this. So if I have something like this, or if I want something like this to be in my application, I have to map it in such a way that when the request comes in, I already have the logic that will split the request strings into controller, method, parameters, and forward them to the appropriate locations. After researching for a while, I found a package that could do this splitting very well from the packages.org. And the package is called Auto Router, a very good one. I have installed it because it might take some time to install live when recording. I will create a router class that will do the heavy lifting for the index file. That is, the router class will receive the request URL and manipulate it. I will also like to have a controller name that is prefixed with controller, something like this. Index controller, product controller, and so on. In the browser, there's nothing there now. Okay. First, in my root directory, I will create a folder called routes, where I'm going to place all my, or where I'm going to map all my routes that will be in the application. So I create a new one. So now I got that, and inside this folder I am going to create a file called web.php. So now I have it. Great. So first thing to do, or the first thing I would like to do in this file, is to instantiate the auto router. We'll give it a variable called router and new auto router. There, I got it. I will map only one route from now. Then I will call the router instance, then call the map method that comes with the auto router class map. So the global method I want to use is get, and the target route default the index page, the home page, and the controller I want to fetch, or I want to direct the request to. Then I will map my namespace, that is the app, controllers. Yes, we are all my controllers lives. Then and the controller file itself, I will call it index controller and the method index. So I can also give it a name. I'll call the name home. Correct. So I got this. The next thing for me to do is to open the init.php file and require once this web.php file. And if I go to my app init, so here I will require once, go to my directory, then locate your web.php EMI, correct. I'll go to the browse folder and get the web, correct. Now I can even instantiate the router class, which doesn't exist for now. I will say, let me just go to the router folder and create the router class. That is to the app. So create a class called router, and the namespace should be app, and go into router. Correct. So I got it. And here I would like to bring in the router package, and router again. Okay, got it. And in this class I would like to have a constructor that will be executed immediately when I instantiate this class from somewhere else. So, and the constructor will take the auto router object. So let's public function construct. So let me I will inject the auto router here, assign it a variable router, then I will use the match method in this object. We'll say assign it a variable, we'll say match router, and then take this match method. You know what, I will create a protected variable here and call it match, and then refer it inside this constructor. So right now I will go back to the init file and then call the router class here. We'll just say new, there's it, got it, then pass in the router object. Correct. So yeah, that is it for now. My understanding about it is just that I realized that I can map, or I can specify how I want my my URL to look like here, and then send it to a target controller, and the auto router package we manipulate this for me later. I will go a little bit into the code later, but this is just my understanding process. And like I said, this was kind of very difficult for me to grasp. Yes, got the init file, I have it here, got the root. Yeah, what is it? If I now check the browser, is there any error? Nothing. Okay, okay for now. And I will continue in the next video. I think taking it baby step, guys. So